ไทยกี่คน2-3เลยคนไทยพยายามหน่อยนะแล้วมีคำถามไหมไม่มีเหรอเนี่ยสมาธิเป็นยังไงนะฮะนั้นถึงกลับมาก็พากับมันกันนะโยมพามันพยายามอยู่กับพุทโธนะทุกขเวทนาพิจารณาทุกขเวทนามันไม่ใช่ทุกครั้งนะบางครั้งนะทำให้ใจสงบเมื่อใจสงบก็สบายนะคนนอนกับมันกันนะขาดเวลาทำไมไม่ใช่ช่วงนี้ที่อยู่ที่เนี่ยก็อยู่ที่นี่นานกว่าก็ได้นะไม่ต้องรีบกลับบ้านมีแมวกับหมาเนี่ยนี่สาเหตุพระพุทธเจ้าก็บอกว่าตัดออกตัดลอกออกนะเดี๋ยวช่วงอยู่ที่นี่ก็ให้พยายามหน่อยมันถึงกลับมาพยายามถึงกลับมานะฝึกสติด้วยมันสตินะรู้ไหมสติก็รู้ก่อนยืนแขนออกมาจะรู้นะกำลังจะยืนแขนก่อนคิดออกมาก็รู้อยู่กำลังจะคิดอยู่นะเนี่ยมันเรียกว่าสติต้องฝึกเนี่ยต้องฝึกกับพุทโธรู้พุทโธละเอียดพุทโธพุทโธช้าพุทโธเร็วอะไรนะเนี่ยการสติฝึกกับนี่โอเคเดี๋ยวนี้ก็ส่วนมากกับภาษาอังกฤษนะอยากกลับก็กลับอยากฟังก็ฟังนะได้ยมพาก็เหมือนกันคุณนวลก็เหมือนกันนะที่ยมฝนเรียนภาษาอังกฤษได้นะเอาดิกชันนารีมาให้ยมแล้วแต่ว่าเปิดดิกชันนารีแล้วมันชอบถามว่าไม่ภาวนาเหรอภาวนาดิกชันนารีนะก็เลยเรียกภาวนาก่อนโอเคSo Thosn, what was I talking about today to the monks? Thai. What did I talk about? I think it is helpful for for the monks here as well. Yeah. You remember? Help me. Can't remember. Sati, yeah. Know oneself. Know oneself what one is doing, why one is doing, and what are the results of one's doing. Also, we practice samadhi. Yeah? The problem with us practicing samadhi is that we are not so interested in the Buddha or in the breath, but more interested in the feeling that arises when we do. So we go to the feeling and then our samadhi is gone. Sati is the development of knowing what is going on in our heart. We need to find we need to find a way to our heart, which is not easy, because there's a lot of garbage in our heart. And we have to remove the garbage, to make the heart free. Completely free, to completely empty. It's just, cleaning our attic, for life, for lifetimes on end, we put things into our heart. And they're still there, unprocessed, didn't want to see them, didn't want to address them, didn't want to feel them. We just put them away. We just store them in our heart. And now our practice of samadhi is opening the heart. First of all, getting contact with our heart, finding the key to our heart. And finding the key to our heart is done with samadhi, being with the Buddha, or being with the breath, knowing that the breath is going in, knowing that the breath is going out, knowing that the in-breath is longer or out-breath is longer or shorter, knowing when the in-breath switches to the out-breath. It's hard work. It's just, it's nice, We always live with the breath, and while our mind is still working, while our mind engine is still running. That's not sati, that's not the developing of samadhi. Then we can't get really deep into samadhi. We have to get at least to a stage where there are no more thoughts and where there are no more memories coming up. Yeah? Can you do it? Mijivindi? What happens when there is no more thoughts and no more memories? There's no future and there's no past. There's no worries, there's no fear, there's no loneliness, It's just, it's just this present moment, Without the future, without the past, without worries, without fear. And why can't we do it? Because the kilesas constantly track us out. Yes, this is an important thought. This is an important thought. This I need to do. That I need to do. This I forgot. This. And they don't let us go into samadhi. Because the kilesas know the moment we go into samadhi, they don't have any power over us. And that's why they come up with all these excuses. But when we are in samadhi, it's called upachara samadhi. When there are no thoughts, when there are no memories, we feel happy. For the first time in our life, we feel a happiness that is not brought on by outer things. By things that we like, that brings some happiness. Some people, look at a nice flower and they feel happy. Some people, look at a sunset and they feel happy. But they feel happy because they're concentrated on this flower or on the sunset, and they don't think at that moment. But we practice it with sitting in samadhi or walking Chongkro, being constantly taking our attention. Mika, you can tell your father he can sit on a chair if it's okay. Because it's quite unusual. So if you can manage, that's fine, If you can't, there's a chair, and take the chair. Or sit there on the bench. Where was I? Tantosten, where was I? What?
Happy for concentrate.
Yeah? We find this happiness, And this happiness, this samadhi shows us, when there are no kilesas, when there is no wishes, wishes to do something or wishes not to do something, then we are happy. The moment we come out of samadhi, this desire, This desire, it's a second noble truth. Desire that creates all the dukkha that we have in our life. Wanting this, not wanting this, being this, not being this, yeah. This is the desire, yeah. And when we are in samadhi, there is no desire, and that's why we feel happy, yeah. And that's why we can actually see, the difference, yeah. Having no desires, yeah. We don't need anything at this moment, yeah. And that's why we need to experience it. We don't need anything at this moment. I mean, it's so peaceful, it's so, beautiful. I mean, it depends on the character of each person, it comes out differently. Some people, they have a lot of pity, yeah? What is it? Tears rolling down the cheek, yeah? I mean, it happened to me, for an hour, tears rolling down the cheek because of the joy, of the joy that came up. Other people, just feel peaceful, yeah? Other people just feel quiet, yeah? So, I mean, that depends on the character of each person, what kind of experience he has when he drops into samadhi. But we have to have this, yeah? I mean, even the Lord Buddha said it is important, yeah? I mean, he talked about the jhanas. We don't talk about the jhanas, we talk about samadhi. I mean, it is very similar, yeah? I mean, we need some rest, yeah? We need to make the mind completely calm, before we can go to work. We know it with our body. When we need to work, we need to eat and we need to sleep, yeah? So the mind, the same thing. We need to eat, yeah? We need to rest that mind, yeah? So we need to sleep, we need to rest that mind before we can put it to sleep, before we can put it to work. And that's why we have to. It's a necessity, I often say, I mean, samadhi is not an option, yeah? I mean, we can think all our life, yeah, about this, about that, about all these complex things, We can think about, what did the Lord Buddha say, or what did we think about all these different religions, what they mean. But in the end, we don't know, yeah? We really don't know. We are not sure, yeah? Because, this person thinks like that, that person thinks like that, yeah? But when we can rest, when we can rest inside, we know, yeah? First of all, we know that there is a state of mind that is completely peaceful, that is completely harmonious, where we are not lonely, where we are connected to everything that exists in this world. And from there on, we need to go and investigate, that what we are attached to, that what creates the dukkha, the desire, where does it come from? Where is it the desire latching onto? It's latching onto the 5 khandhas. The first khandha is the body, then it latches onto feelings, then it latches onto thoughts, that's what prevents us to go into samadhi, it latches onto memories, and sooner or later it will latch on to vijnana, to consciousness. And that's what we have to investigate. We are attached to these things. So we have to detach ourselves to see clearly. And what do I say? Sati are our eyes. I mean, if you don't have sati, we don't see what we are doing. When you talk, you're not aware of what you want to talk and why you want to talk, and maybe sometimes now with your daily reflection you see the results of your talking. But before you don't know. You just open your mouth and it comes out. And then we talk and talk and talk and talk. But why do we talk? Before we start open our mouth, what is it? Have you ever sitting in a train, in a compartment with 3 or 4 different people, and everybody was quiet, did you feel that uncomfortable feeling? You needed to talk, sometimes it happens. It is really when 4 people, sit together, or 3 people sit together and nobody talks, there's an unpleasant feeling, So we think, we need to talk, about the weather, about this, about that, all these things. So before we want to talk, I mean, we feel this uncomfortable feeling that makes us talk. Or we feel this uncomfortable feeling, that's why we want to think. Yeah? Or we feel this uncomfortable feeling, the dukkha, yeah? That's why we want to remember something. Yeah? We want to go into memories, yeah? Or we want to go in our thoughts. Yeah? Before we do something, or even before we move our body, we feel an uncomfortable feeling. Yeah? It's called dukkha, dissatisfaction, dis-ease, unpleasantness. That's why we move. Yeah? But we don't notice it, we just move. Yeah? Or we scratch ourselves, we scratch our head, or we scratch our back, or scratch our arms, or scratch our hands, yeah? Whatever. But we don't know what is going on before. Yeah? The sati is this knowingness to know what is going on. Yeah? Before I put my arm out, I know that I want to put my arm out. And I know why I want to put my arm out. Huh? Before I move my leg, I know that I want to move my leg. Because the body is just a machinery. Yeah? It needs this information, yeah, to put out the arm. But who brings up this information, or who orders the body to put out the arm or to move the hand? It's a citta. Before anything happens, the citta, yeah, thinks about it. Yeah? Think about it, you have your closed hand. Yeah? Yeah? You can think about it, open the hand. Yeah? The hand doesn't open. You actually have to send the command to the brain to open the hand. And then it opens. And if you have sati, you can feel this movement within the brain. And you know which part of the brain opens the hand, or which part of the brain. This is sati. I mean, it is so important for us to know what is going on. To know what we are doing, why we are doing. And especially to know if we avoid something that is unpleasant. We don't know, we just do something, but we don't feel that there is something unpleasant, or there's some sort of dukkha, before we do something. Because if there's no dukkha, we don't need to do anything. We don't need to look around, we don't need to open our mouth, we don't need to move. Yeah? If there's no unpleasantness, if there's no dukkha. And this is the important thing, the sati. Yeah? The sati is the important thing. But also for us, to see the dukkha in our life. In every moment, yeah? To see that dissatisfaction or unsatisfactoriness. We have to see it. Yeah? When in the morning, we see most of the time, we don't even see the dissatisfaction of the body. Yeah? When it is hot, it's dissatisfactory. When it's cold, it's dissatisfactory. When we get up and we don't want to get up, yeah? When we wake up and we don't want to get up, yeah? I mean the dissatisfaction. Yeah, we want to sleep. Yeah? Yeah? When we're hungry, it's dissatisfaction. When we're thirsty, it's dissatisfaction. When we need to rush to the toilet, it's dissatisfaction. Huh? It's all, yeah? When we're very tired, it is dissatisfaction. And that happens every day. Do we notice it? Or we're just a robot, programmed, in the first 18 years of our life, we programmed this robot, and then the robot just walks, without any sati. We programmed it, and then it walks, yeah? No? More or less, yes. Sometimes, we wake up, yeah? Hasn't it happened to you once in your life, or a few times in your life, to wake up and say, what am I doing? A moment of realization, yeah? It does happen sometimes, once in a while, once every 20 years. What am I doing? Why am I here, And then instantly, this realization is gone. Yeah? And this is what we need. This is the sati, that suddenly wakes up and says, oh, what am I doing? Yeah? Why am I doing these things? Yeah? But then we go, then we close our eyes and tell the robot, just to walk on, yeah? Just go on, go on, go on. We programmed you for 18 years, now you can go on, yeah? Till the moment you die, yeah? Sati, knowing what we are doing, why we are doing, and what are the results of our doing. This is the most important thing, and we have to train it, yeah? And we can train it with the practice of samadhi, when the mind is calm, yeah? We know that the Buddha starts, we know that the Buddha is in the middle, we know the Buddha is at the end, we know that the Buddha is is fast, or we know that the Buddha is slow, we know that the Buddha is deep, or it is rough. That's what we know. And this knowingness is the essence of our citta, and that's where we have to get to. We cannot get into our heart without this knowingness. Otherwise it is just thoughts and memories, But we try to solve all these problems in the world. Every one of us tries to solve these problems through thinking. Instead of going to the heart and knowing what needs to be done. The heart knows these things. How many lives have we lived? We know everything. We know every aspect of the life. We know how to do or what to do. And if you don't think, if you don't have any ideas, it opens up so many possibilities in our life. There are so many possibilities. We don't have to do this what we think. We have a look around, our heart is completely free of any thought, and then we see, and then sometimes there's something to do, but most of the time there's nothing to do. That's the beauty of an empty heart. It knows what needs to be done. But we are stuck, we are stuck, without sati. Without sati we are like blind people. Sati are our inner eyes, So sati, panya are the weapons that deliver us to freedom. And freedom is, what is freedom? Being free, Every moment we can choose what we have to do. Because there's no plan, there's no program. We unprogrammed our robot, that tells us what to do. We unprogrammed it. And then we are free to choose. Every moment we are free to choose what to do. That is freedom. And we are completely free of fear. There's no fear. There's no loneliness. The empty heart doesn't have any loneliness, doesn't have any fear. Lunta said it's glahan, it's very courageous, the empty heart. There's all the power. And that's why we have to develop the sati. Really. When you move your head, you know before you move your head that you move the head. When you move your eyes, you know that you move your eyes, that you want to move your eyes before you move your eyes. The citta is the driver of the body. So when the citta says something, then the body, it's just like the driver of a car. When the driver of the car, takes the steering wheel and goes left, then the car goes left. Doesn't go right. And that is the citta. The citta has to send all the information to the brain to be able, just like the driver of a car has to send the information to the steering wheel and to the three pedals, to the clutch, to the brake, and to the accelerator. So do we have. Does the citta have. That's why when we do walking meditation, the citta is occupied with moving this body, and the rest of the citta, it is easily to calm down. Get to know it. Sometimes I really don't know why I'm talking. You're so enthusiastic, about practice. All what you want to do is, you want to rest, in a pseudo calmness, peacefulness, That's all. You don't want to do really the hard work. And it is hard work, to know every move. To know, before we move the head, we know we want to move the head. And we know why we want to move that. Before we move the eyes, we know that we want to move the eyes before we move the eyes. That is Sati. But it seems to be very difficult to train. I mean, even when I was a layperson, after my first 2 or 3 retreats, I practiced this constantly. When I went to work, I was, very, very careful. Did I move my head? Yes. Why did you move your head? When I looked, why do you look at the sign? What does it bring you? Because we automatically do this and do that, and that's why I said no. I want to know before I do something. So, know before you move your head. And so I went through the park and saw some beggars, and instantly, automatically, my head went the other way. I didn't want to see these beggars or these drunkards. And I said, why? What is happening? Why don't you move it back? And then I moved it slowly back the head, towards these drunkards or beggars, and then I felt this very discomfortable feeling. And I said, okay, stay with it. Once you can stay with it, then you can go on. This is the training of Sati. This is the training of knowing what is going on. We do these things automatically because we have trained this body for 18 years. We have trained. It took us 1 year to learn to walk. It took us 1 year to learn to talk. And then it took us, 15 years to learn to think, and to write and to read. All these things, we put so much effort into this body. And then after 18 years, after the training is complete, we are not interested in any more training. We just, let it run. Let it run its course. This is something you have to really reflect upon. It takes 18 years to train this body. Maybe 16 years, maybe 18 years, something like that. And then, we have full strength for 30 years or 35 years. And then it slowly starts to decay. Some of us who are older know it slowly decays. We have to go more often to the doctor, and repair this body. Just like with an old car, we have to go more often to the garage to repair the car. Because this breaks down, and that breaks down, and that breaks down. If we are young, we don't know that, we have no idea what is going to happen to us, when we get older. So, don't be surprised. But when we come to the stage where the body slowly breaks down, then we realize it, And then we see, the Lord Buddha said, why the Lord Buddha said, we are born, we get sick, we get old, and then we die. And it happens to every one of us. And we die only because of one reason, because our karma of being a human being has been exhausted. That's why we die. We are born because we have the karma to be born as a human being. That's why we are born. And then we have a life, some people have a short life, some people have a longer life. And it is all due to the karma from our previous life. That is what is so beautiful about the Buddhist religion. It gives us a long view. It gives us a bird perspective over all our lives. What happened in this life? What we did. How does the next life change? And then the next life change. Why do we go there? Why do we go there? Once you can recollect, your previous life, you easily see, how karma leads us to this place, maybe to this place, or be born in this family, having this kind of mother, having this kind of father, it's all depending on karma, We're not just thrown into, We select our parents, because of our karma, or the karma selects a parent, and the karma selects, how the body is. Is it a weak body? Is it a strong body? Is it a disabled body? Or is it a healthy body? That all depends on our karma. Also, it depends. When you went to school or when you went to university, you know that some people, very quickly understood something, and other people it took them weeks, to understand something. Yeah, it's also a training. The training of the chitta, that has been trained in the subject for lives on end. Yeah, that's what is the difference between a doctor who is a doctor in this first life, and a doctor who has been a doctor for 7 lives. Yeah, I mean, he's much more experienced. He sees much clearer. He knows. Yeah, because nothing is lost. Yeah, the chitta remembers these things. The chitta remembers all these things, and it does develop these faculties, and it can bring up these faculties. But sometimes in a life, if we have been a farmer in the last life, and now are some sort of government official, we don't need this. Yeah, we would need, if we have never been, a government official, then we need to train it. Yeah, and if it is the first time, we need to train very hard. Yeah, other people who have been it for lifetimes, yeah, it's very quick to train. Yeah? So nothing that we do, nothing that we learn, yeah, gets lost. Yeah? But sometimes we just don't need these experiences in this life. Yeah? So for this life, we took these things, this kind of karma in our package, yeah, and then, we traveled to this life. Yeah? And then we open our package, and that's what we have. Huh? Mahaprabhu, how did he explain it? Yeah? He explained some. I mean, he talked about an arahant. Yeah, whatever faculties an arahant has, he had to develop it in his previous life. Yeah. I mean, he said, the garden of an arahant, I mean, whatever he put into this garden in his previous life, that's what the arahant has when he becomes an arahant, yeah? So if he plants a lot of trees, if you, make waterways, paths, that's all what he has. If he has the faculty to teach, then that's what he developed before. He doesn't develop it in his last life. Yeah? The Lord Buddha, spent many lives, developing the faculty of teaching, or the faculty of listening to something, or the faculty, or even the magic powers. Yeah, I mean, some people, and once they become an arahant, they have full control over their garden. We as normal human beings don't have full control of our garden because we don't know what is in our garden. Yeah. We don't know what kind of faculties we have developed over our previous life. But some of the faculties we have, yeah? And we can see them here and now in our life. So remember this. I mean, in the beginning I said, the way to the heart is difficult. First of all, we have to open the heart. And we have to develop the faculty of opening our inner eyes. Seeing what is there in the heart. Yeah? And I can promise you there will be a lot of unpleasant things that are in our heart. From my own experience, it took me 2 years. It was 2 years, every day I was pulling out the garbage that was in my heart. Yeah? Sometimes it was very painful. Yeah? Sometimes I cried for hours because it was so painful. Yeah? But I put it out. Yeah? I looked at it, yeah? Accepted it. That is the most important thing. Accepted it, whatever comes out. Yeah? when you do your practice, certain things come up. Yeah? So you accept them, yeah? And then you find a way, how to dispose of them. And once you dispose of them, they don't come back. Yeah? And the more you dispose of the garbage that has been put into your heart, yeah? By repressing certain things, I mean, you know how it works in this life. You don't want to look at certain things. You don't want to know certain things. It's all pressing in the heart. Yeah? And then you open the heart, and it all comes out. Yeah? And that is really the tough part of the practice. Yeah? I mean, I remember, was it the first year? after I started this practicing every day. I was practicing every day, 2-3 hours a day, on the weekend 6 hours. And always trying to be aware of what is going, what are you doing, why am I doing, and what is the result of my doing. Doing the daily reflection every day, to know what is going on in my life, what makes me do the things that I do. And some of it, I took years, to get rid of it. Some of them was easier to get some of the habits. So the first year I was doing my practice, I came back and visited my parents. And my mother looked at me and said, "What are you doing? What you're doing is not good for you." Because I must have looked really terrible. Because I was going through all this dukkha that I really stored in my heart. And then I told my mother, "Mother, about this, you don't know. Yes, I might look very terrible, but what I'm doing is the right thing." And then after 2 years, after I got rid of most of the stuff in my heart, I came back to see my mother, and then she asked me, "What are you doing? What are you doing? I want to know. You changed, you completely changed, 180 degrees. How can you do that?" She was completely surprised. I was doing this. Last year you said, what you do is wrong. Now you say what I do is right. This is going to lead to the result. And all what I did is practicing and reflecting, and being aware, developing a sati, knowing when my head was moving, knowing when my hand was going out, knowing when my hand is forming, knowing when my eyes going to the left or to the right. Understand this is so important. That's why I really put it into your heart. Please, practice it. And whatever comes up, don't avoid it. Only the things, even sometimes, sometimes it happened. It was so heavy, and then I told myself, only things that I can deal with it now will come up. So I was confident, and I could deal with them. Even they seemed so heavy, so terrible, so I could deal with it. Only the things. And that is the beauty of the heart. It only brings up things where we have the wisdom to deal with it correctly. Don't push it down again. When it comes up, deal with it. And look at it. What is it? And if you would do that, within 2 or 3 years, your heart would all these big garbage, would be out, and then we have all this dust, and then we can get rid of the dust. That is much easier than the garbage, all the things that we suppressed, in our heart. So do the daily reflection. I always ask you, do the daily reflection. Look in your heart, and let the things come up. And don't be fooled by the kilesas who tell you, no, I should go to another place. No, this is not, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. No. Wherever you go, wherever you are, you take all your problems with you because they are in your heart. See whatever comes up, see them as an opportunity. My first teacher said something that really went straight into my heart. He said, whatever happens, see the opportunity. What can I learn from the situation? And it is like turning around, Michi Emily, it's like turning around, the onslaught of the kilesas, What can I learn from it? And then it becomes positive. It's not negative anymore. What can I learn from this situation? And we can learn from every situation. And then every situation becomes positive. It's not negative anymore. The despair, what can I learn? Who is despair? Who wants to go? Then I said to myself, something is happening. There must be something, even when I was sitting in samadhi and I wanted to get out, then I said, something must be happening. A red alarm lamp, something is happening that the kilesas don't want to see, or don't want to know. So I sit there, and I watch it. and I observe it, what is going on. Because if they want to change, want to change the environment, want to do this or want to do that, then that means, at the moment I'm a very critical point, where the kilesas want to distract my attention to what is actually happening in my heart. So if you have this red alarm lamp, you're safe, because it shows you, something is happening, something, something distracting. They want to distract my attention. So what is actually happening here? That's how we do. That's how we do things in the world. We distract. Other people's attention as well. From certain things that we don't want them to see. That's how advertisement works. Distracting us. And telling us, if you do this, you will be happy. How often have we fallen for this? Not for the outside advertisement, but for the inside advertisement. The inside, the kilesas use the same thing. Who was it who manipulating the mass mind? It was in the 19th century or something, end of the 19th century, Bernadette or something like that, who developed it, how to fool us into believing something. But he only got it from his own heart, You see how his own heart fooled him, and that's that. If my heart fools him, I can fool other people, And it's very successful up to today, It works. It always works, Distract their attention, and do something in the background. That's how the kilesas work, They always work in the dark, Whatever, we leave undiscovered, That's where the kilesas hide out, That's where they hide out, You cannot leave, I remember, there was a group, Uriah Heep, they brought out an album where they just had a mirror on the front cover, and it, the album was called "Look at Yourself." So you looked at the album, you saw yourself, and in there was a song. In the 70s, the groups, they had quite some nice, interesting songs. So in one song he said, I want to find something. So I went over the beach, and every stone I turned up if I could find it. So I did not leave any stone unturned. And that's the same thing that we have to do in our practice. We cannot leave things as they are. We have to investigate everything. Especially, especially when the red alarm lamps goes on, they want to distract us. That's what we have to investigate, and that's what we have to look at. I'm so tired. It costs that. But there's so much to gain. Not only the samadhi where we can rest, the mind, we can gain. We can even go deeper into samadhi. When we go, now there, when we are samadhi, there's no thoughts and there's no memories. And then we stick with the Buddha, or we stick with the breath, and it becomes more and more refined. And while this refinement is going on, it is that the chitta contracts, and the more the chitta contracts, the less it is able to know what is going on outside. Outside the sensory, through the body, through the senses, It doesn't hear things anymore, it doesn't feel things anymore, and it concentrates down onto the chitta. And when it jumps into the chitta, or into this knowingness, everything disappears. Why are we not putting some effort, to see this wonder, this wonder of meditation? This wonder where everything disappears, the whole, First of all, what we notice is that the body, the body disappears, the hands get out of touch, the legs get out of touch, we don't notice them anymore. They're still there, but we don't notice them anymore. We are not aware of them anymore. And then it concentrates around here where the chitta is located. Concentrates around here. And everything, all the sensory inputs, go away. Yeah? And then we jump into this knowingness, and all this universe disappears. This is amazing. All this universe disappears. There's nothing left of this universe. It is just like, that's why I sometimes call it, the game of life that we are playing at the moment. Yeah? We are playing the game of life. Yeah? When the life is over, we play the next life. Yeah? But then, when you turn off the computer, and that's when we completely shut it down, there's nothing. There's nothing. And when we go in, this is one moment, and the next moment we go out. There's no time, there's no space. We could be hours, or we could be even days in this state of mind, without even being aware of what is going on. They can even come and chop up our body without us being able to know it. Only when we come back, then we realize, this car is broken down, it cannot be used anymore, let's go and find another car. This is really the first wonder of meditation. And all what we need to do is stick with the Buddha, or stick with the breath. The breath will stop, and then we have to jump to the knowingness that knows that the breath has stopped. With the Buddha, the mind gets so concentrated, in the end, you cannot think one more Buddha. And then we jump to the knowingness that knows. And then the world, this universe disappears. With everything. And then we know. Then we know the truth. That is what is left over. That is eternity, because there's no time. There's no time. There's no future and there's no past. Everything happens in this. This eternity. That's where the Lord Buddha is. That's where all the Arahants are, in this kind of eternity. So, now we are in the range retreat. Put some effort into it, and don't waste your time. Don't. I get so sad when I see, the monks, at the Pana or after the meal, talking. It's a waste of time. I don't know. I see sometimes the Michis also, the same thing. It's a waste of time, talking. Why do you need to talk? Remember what I say. Before you talk, look at the feeling that makes you talk. If it is displeasant, unpleasant, whatever it is. Observe yourself. Get to know yourself. You have to understand the machinery. This machinery that is comprised of five khandhas, of 5 groups. The body, feeling, memory, thoughts, and consciousness. Get to understand how this clockwork is working. As I said, if you open the clockwork, there's no time anymore. There are just gears running. Then you close the watch, and then suddenly you have time. And then you think, it's too late, it's too early, Then you open it again and there's nothing. There's just gears running. Nowadays, with the digital, you don't see it, but, just take an old one. It's the same thing, The gears, the 5 gears are the 5 khandhas, the 5 groups. It's a body, it's feeling, it's thoughts, and it is memory, and memory, association, and it's consciousness. These are the 5 clocks that makes this world, that makes this universe. Understand that? And get to know it for yourself. You don't have to believe me, but just go there. You don't have to believe anything that I say. I know I'm not a good teacher, but I do have a lot of experience. I do know how to deal with certain things, especially with the onslaught of kilesa. I might not be able to teach you, to entice you, to practice a lot, but, and I don't see anybody coming, and having questions, There's hardly anybody coming and asking questions, how can I deal with this problem? How can I deal with that problem? Yeah? It even happened in Bantat when I was with Lungda Mahaprabhu. There's hardly any of the monks, went to see Lungda Mahaprabhu about the practice. Huh? But I was, even though I was afraid, in the beginning I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid of Lungda Mahaprabhu at all, until he kicked me out. Then I was suddenly very afraid because I did not want to go 1 inch from him. I was afraid, to see him, but I was also encouraged to ask him, whenever I got into trouble, whenever I did not understand what is going on in meditation or how I should proceed, I went to see him. But, and the monks, there, they were much more senior than me. How can you do this? I said, I need to know. I want to understand, what is going on or how to proceed. They didn't dare to go there. But I did. I did. And he, every time, sometimes, he answered me without even saying something. And then I understood, what was going on. Sometimes, he explained, what I have to do. So take this opportunity because you don't know next life, what opportunities you have, Now you have the opportunity. Now you even have the place, to practice, where you're not disturbed, or where you're hardly disturbed. Okay? Don't waste the time, please. It saddens me, when I see you wasting your time, wasting this precious opportunity. Don't be interested. When I was in Pantat, in the beginning, I had a kuti. I knew the way to the kuti and the way back to the sala. And around the sala, because we had to sweep around the sala. That's all what I knew. I didn't know any of the others. I didn't know where this monk and the other monks were staying. I wasn't interested. After the meal, I took my things, I went to my kuti and practiced. And then in the morning I came back to the sala, or in the afternoon I went to sleep. When I had parna, I was just drinking something and went back. With the help of Lungda Mahaprabhu. I'm your teacher. I teach you. When you come down to the Namron, you drink your cup, you're quiet, you have coffee or hot drink or cold drink, and then you go back to your kuti and practice. You understand? Yes. Thank you. These things stick. Whatever he said really stick in my heart. He really penetrated my heart. Okay, so I think that is enough. Are there any questions? You can take the opportunity to ask the questions in the morning, or after Panat, when you come to morning in the sala, in the afternoon come to the office, But what is your question?
So I've been practicing with the breath for a month.
Yeah.
Something happened and it just completely fell apart. And then I decided to do investigation instead.
Yeah.
And since I'm doing the body investigation, my interest has returned and everything is just less dukkha.
Everything is what?
Less dukkha.
Less dukkha.
I'm suffering much less.
Yeah.
But my concentration is not really. My question is it possible to develop a certain level of samadhi with investigation only?
No, you should. What you should separate out. Do first, samadhi, and then do the investigation. Do samadhi, for an hour, and then do 1 hour of investigation, then do another hour of samadhi and another hour of investigation, or you can do 2 hours of investigation. But investigation is asking questions, and not getting answers. Yeah? The kilesas are coming up with all these answers. So you have to question the answers again until there's no more answer. Until there's nothing. Then, yeah? Sooner or later it will happen. Not now. Yeah? Sooner or later it will happen that the answer comes from the heart in the form of knowingness. So you know things. And what you know, you will never forget. Yeah? But what you think up or what the kilesas tell you what is happening, this you instantly forget. So, it is very interesting. It is a very interesting way, yeah, to do investigation. Yeah? So you ask a question, and the kilesas instantly come up with an answer. Yeah, yeah. Because I don't sit right. Well, what is it? Yeah, and then you question the answer that is given to you. Yeah? And then they come up with another answer. In the beginning, it is very fast that they come up with the answers. Yeah? And then it gets slower and slower and slower until there's no more answer coming. And then you see the knowing, yeah? The knowingness, yeah? That knows it, yeah? That comes up. Yeah? Maybe not the first time, you have to practice it. Yeah? But then you will know. Yeah? And when we know something, we don't need to remember it. Because this knowing it is like imprinted, yeah? It's imprinted in our heart, yeah? Okay? But come tomorrow morning, and explain a little bit further. It needs more explanation, yeah?
I do have quite a lot of questions sometimes. I'm just a little apprehensive of ordering Ramadan.
No, it is okay. In the morning it is okay, yeah? After the meal it is okay. Okay, so? Anything else? Any more questions? How many questions are there? Because it's already. Make some of the shorter questions. So.
Okay. Why is Sri Lanka, being a Buddhist country, now financially ruined? They have their Sangha and some people give food. Maybe it is because they have previously a civil war and this was back home. So why is Sri Lanka right now in a bad financial situation, even though it's a Buddhist country and some people donate food to the Sangha?
Why? I don't know why it is in a difficult situation, because there are people, there are government officials, yeah, who make the wrong decision, yeah, or getting food, It has nothing with a Buddhist country. You have to ask, why are you in Sri Lanka at that moment? If you're Buddhist, if you're practicing Buddhist, yeah, because of your karma, yeah. That's why we are born, yeah. That's why I was born in this country with these parents, because of my karma. I would have loved to be born in Thailand, with Thai parents, who taught me from the beginning, how to be respectful, how to offer food to the monks, how to listen. And then I wouldn't have the problem, of learning the Thai language, yeah. And I would have all the Dhamma, from all these arahants that are here, yeah. But it was my karma, I must have been, quite obnoxious to some of these teachers, in the past, yeah, or to some of the arahants in the past, and that's why I was born, in another country, yeah. And that's the same thing that happened. Yeah? We are born in a rich family because of our karma. We are born in a poor family because of our karma. We are born with very loving and caring parents because of our karma. We are born with abhorrent parents because of our karma. Yeah, parents that abuse us. Yeah? You see, the world is full of these things. Yeah. So whatever your karma is, that's where you are. Yeah. But you can try to change it. Going to another country. Yeah. Why the country is in this? Yeah, because normally the people who have the same kind of karma, yeah, are born in the same place, in the same area. Yeah, in order to experience this karma. Think about the tsunami in 2004. Yeah, all the people who gathered there at Phuket or were in Indonesia at that time, yeah, had the karma to die, and that's why they were there. Yeah? Maybe it was the first trip, to Thailand, yeah, or maybe it was a third trip to Thailand. But they all gathered there in the places, and the people who didn't have the karma to die at that time, yeah, they didn't make it. Even they wanted to go to Phuket, but the bus didn't work. The bus there was delayed, and they came 3 hours late, and then everything was over. I heard amazing stories of people who worked there at Phuket, and just at that day, something happened with their car or with their bus, yeah, and they didn't reach in time. Yeah? So it is our karma to be born in the country, yeah. It is our karma to born in a group of people, yeah, no matter what kind of people it is, yeah. If they are thieves or murderers, if they are good people, yeah. The people here in Thailand have the good karma to be born in a place where there is a living religion, yeah? But we supposedly didn't have this good karma. But we did have some good karma, to come here later, at a later stage. Yeah? Okay, so next question.
What is the reason for severe mental illness in this world? What have we done in previous lives and how do we get rid of it?
Mental illness. I don't know. He can find it out for himself. How to get rid of it? Yeah? He has to be together with a teacher, and he has to start to try to meditate. Yeah, but he has to be under constant observance of a teacher who has a severe mental illness. Yeah, people can practice. Yeah, and then they see and they might be able to overcome it. Yeah? But I really don't know. Yeah? I haven't seen people, with mental illness yet. Normally they don't come. Yeah. Next.
Studying the body, it appears clear that this form and all others have all the signs of intelligent design behind them. How did we become entrapped in these forms and identify with them as the self? How could any creator be so cruel as to place one in such a state? Is ignoring these questions not also a form of ignorance?
Is ignoring these questions what?
Like the questions that he posed.
Yeah.
How do we get entrapped in this? How can we create and so on?
He just has to think, how does he get entrapped into video games? And when you look at video games in the beginning, in the 80s, yeah, they were very simple, and then they evolved over time. They became more and more complex. Huh? Now they are. I don't even know with sensory input. I don't even know. Yeah. First they got a very simple graphic. Now they get very complex graphic. Now they get animated graphic. That is how this body evolved, yeah? We wanted more, and we created this body. This mind, it's not a creator that created this body. This mind created this body, yeah? And this mind, choose the abilities of this body because of his karma. There's nobody cruel except for us. And we love, we just have to look at video games or other things that we are so attached we can't let go, yeah? Some of the Thai people, there are these Korean shows, these Korean, I don't know what it is, Windy knows it, And they can't let go of it, there are 30 parts of it, or 35 parts, or 40 parts of it, and every Thursday, they have to watch it, it was just like, in the 80s, it was Dallas or Bonanza or whatever it was at that time, yeah? People had to watch it, yeah? So it's the same thing, yeah? We're getting enticed by these things, yeah? And then we create more and more complex things, yeah? And that is the result of our complex creation. When you look what did the Lord Buddha said, what did the first human beings look like? They were made out of earth and they ate earth, to replenish their energy. They didn't look like us, yeah? Over the time we refined, just like we refine these video games. We refine this body, and that is the final state. It is not one who creates this body, yeah? It's us. It's the mind that is so powerful, huh? But we We forget about all this powerfulness of this mind. Yeah, we are entrapped now. We don't create anymore. We are entrapped in our own game. Yeah, and we can't let go of this game that we have created. Yeah. I hope this explains it a little bit. Yeah.
And I meditate lying on my back due to slight ankle instability, which makes it
Due to what?
due to slight ankle instability.
Yeah.
Which makes it difficult to sit cross-legged. If I wanted to take part in a retreat, would this be problematic?
Yes.
Really, falsely problematic.
Yes, it is really problematic. But what he can do is, lying on his back is it is the worst kind. The worst kind to to really develop samadhi. Then he should sit in a chair, yeah, on a stool, yeah, where he can rest his ankle, where it doesn't bother him. Yeah? But he has to sit, or he has to do walking meditation. Yeah? And then he can take part in the retreat. But lying back, taking part in the retreat, I don't think any Goenka retreat allows that. Yeah, and I don't recommend it. Yeah? It's not good. If you lie on your side, the hand below your head, this is more, yeah, more up to the task of developing samadhi. But still, yeah. Sitting and walking is the best way to learn to practice samadhi. So next question. Okay. Yeah. As I said, I might not be a very good teacher, but I have lots of experience. I know how to deal with situations. So if you have problems, come. Yeah? Come and see. Take the opportunity. Yeah? Don't make up your mind, because it's the kilesas to make up the mind how to deal with this problem or that problem. Huh? It's the kilesas, yeah? And they certainly lead you all in the right direction, huh? Look at your life, how they led you. Yeah? So take the opportunity, yeah? and find, yeah? And practice. Yeah? Of course, if you don't practice, I have to assume that you don't practice because you don't have any questions. Yeah? Of course, people who don't practice don't have any questions because they don't know what to ask. Yeah? But people who practice, wholeheartedly, have lots of questions because they face, certain difficulties that they don't know how to overcome. Yeah? Okay, understood. Yeah. And then we end the talk. Yeah.